Hello and welcome back again. This is Ms. Bushra with you, and we're back again for studying a new chapter. Chapter 2 is all about heart. This is the center of our attention. The heart and its system with the blood, and another close related system, which is respiratory system. So without further ado, let's start. But before anything, remember that you can get my handbook in Zhyar photocopy in the old Bushra road. So, let's start. Circulatory system is a very broad vocabulary. It's not something simple, just saying, oh, it's heart and it's blood. No. Like the circulatory system has a bigger term. What it means by this name, what do we mean by it, is that it circulates, okay, something. Circulates something. It's a system of circulation. Circulation doesn't necessarily mean that it's supposed to be like a perfect circle. No, it starts at one point and comes back at the same point and starts over again. That's how we know this is like a circulation. It took a full turn. Good. Now, before we start, what is circulatory system? Let's learn why do we have it, what its role. So circulatory system acts like a transport service, just like, for example, talabat, or like these, like for they're used for like bringing stuff to you and taking other stuff back. So they are called transport services, and circulatory system is that in your body. It's just like this type of companies outside. They're working like that. They bring stuff from one side and taking it to another place. This is how many fluids are there? 2 fluids. So these 2 fluids is because we have not only the heart system, but also another one that you're not familiar with it, called lymphatic. See, circulatory system, it becomes 1 cardiovascular and 2 lymphatic. Each one of them have their own liquid. So the fluid blood here and the fluid lymph here. We're going to learn a lot about them. Most likely you're familiar with this side rather than this one. So it says, because most of them are not in direct contact with the external environment, that means that the cells in your body, some of them are deep within your organs. They will not be able to get their own oxygen food from outside. So what happens, we develop a system that brings food, another system that brings oxygen, and the circulatory system to take it to everywhere. Transport, of course, we said it's a transport service, so nutrients, hormones, gases, waste, anything that needs to be taken from one side to another, it's given by the liquids of the circulatory system. Helps maintain constant body temperature. So blood, unlike what you think, it's a conductor. If the muscles create a lot of heat because they are moving, the blood moves there and gets the heat, and then when it goes to the visceral organs, the organs in the body, it gives off that heat there. So the temperature of the blood rises, and then it is going to give it to somewhere else. Another thing, the heat is lost from the blood as well. How? Let's say that you're standing in the sun. After a while, you see that the cheeks are flushing. So these blush or flush color, it gives you like that pinkish color. It's because the more of the vessels are dilated there, they are losing heat. So blood vessels are used to conduct heat, lose heat, and even conserve it. That's the circulatory system functions, and let's learn about circulatory function. This, I'm going to keep it till the end of this section. This side, however, cardiovascular system, cardio, the word cardio means heart. Vascular means vessels. So the heart and vessel system, we know about them. The heart is the main organ here. And then we have the vessels, the tubes that are connecting every part of the body to the heart. We have 3 of them: artery, capillary, and vein. Each one of these components, we're going to learn them in very, very detailed part. So we need to not worry. We start with the heart, which is the main organ. And then in the heart, the most important thing for me is to learn about the anatomy of the heart. See, the anatomy, if you don't know about it, then I would look like I'm talking gibberish to you. So please, even though my video is gonna be probably longer than just the heart anatomy, but I want you to just stop it where the anatomy finished, learn it, memorize every part, and then you can progress. Let's see what is heart exactly. So heart is a central and muscular organ. Of course it's muscular. We learned in the muscles that there is a special type of muscle named after heart, which is called cardiac muscle. So it's not on the left side, but rather in the middle here. And it is almost like a bit bigger than the fist of your hand here in the middle. It's muscular, it's between two lungs, behind the sternum and the chest, or the bone of the rib cage, in the thoracic cavity. Let's see, is that correct? Central muscular organ. What type of muscle? Cardiac muscle. Let's not forget about it. Okay, slightly larger than your fist. That's what we talked about, in the thoracic cavity, behind sternum, between two lungs. So the definition is actually its position and its composition structurally. What is the function? The function of the heart is pumping. This word, you cannot exchange this word with any other word. Don't say push, don't say sends, no, pumping. Pumping is a very specific act. So pumping happens by heart. No vessels could do pumping. No other parts in the body could do that. Only heart. Okay? So it pumps blood through the network of vessels. It pumps it and sends it to the vessels, and the vessels bring it back to the heart again, so that it pumps it again and then sends it back. This is like the anatomy of the heart, but we're gonna like draw something simple. I will recommend that you draw it by yourself as well, with me, step by step. It's easy. Even though you have it here, but drawing it by yourself is gonna give you more confidence in learning, and of course it's gonna retain in your memory further. Let's start. We can simply draw something. Let me make this like that. There you go, very simple. It's like a cone shape, but a bit, wider in the area here. There we go. And then you have 4 chambers in the heart. Chambers are rooms, okay? Chamber. They're like empty spaces. They look like rooms. They have different names. We have 2 types, but 4 in number. We have 2 atria, and 2 ventricles. Remember, atria is plural. If I am mentioning one of them only, I will call it atrium. So singular atrium, plural atria. Okay? We don't add S. We're just gonna say atria. Let's check it out. See this side, the atria are the upper, smaller chamber, while the ventricles are the lower, larger chambers. Tamam? If we start drawing, let's see. There we go. This is the upper and smaller chamber. And then I'm going to add the lower chamber as well, which is bigger. I think it matches the description. Good. Then we draw the same thing on the other side again. Okay, there you go. Upper, smaller, lower, bigger chambers. We're good? Let's label them. Let's label them. This is it. This is atrium. And this is ventricle. This is again atrium, again ventricle. Okay, good. Now there's something here. If we have two things that are similar but their sides and locations are not the same, shouldn't we at least try to name them differently to separate between them? Apparently they would work differently, so why not? In order to do that, let's learn something else beforehand. What I want you to know is that the heart is actually divided into two sides. According to the side they're located at, they're called left and right side. But the problem is here. Most students think this is right, this is left. No. Okay? This is heart of somebody that is standing in front of me, just like me. Okay? This is my left, this is my right. So in the picture, although you're like opposite, we're looking at it, but it's still heart of somebody who's opposite of you, okay? Even if you dissect the heart and you look at it, the left is on this side. So this is left, this is, let's do it blue, right. Now, if you notice something, that I've color-coded them. We're going to come back to this soon. See, before I go back to the colors, let me tell you. Left atrium, left ventricle. Again, if this is right, right atrium, right ventricle. That's it. But why the colors are like that? Check this out. The sides of the heart have different type of blood. Is it really different? No. It's different in the components. What component? This side has more CO2, less oxygen. And a blood like that, we have a name for it. We're not gonna say this all the time. Oh, this side has low CO2, high CO2, low oxygen, and that's it. No. We're gonna name it. We're gonna call this type of blood where there is like high CO2, low oxygen, deoxygenated blood. There you go. Deoxy, D, just like active, deactive, okay, like that. It's a negative form. Oxy means oxygen, blood. So less oxygenated blood, like that. And then on the other side, we're going to remove the D. It becomes oxygenated blood. That's it. So left side have oxygenated blood while right side have deoxygenated blood. Very good, right? We have two chambers. One of them is smaller on the upper side. We call it the atria. Another one that is on the lower side and they're bigger. We call them ventricles. The sides are different. These are called the left side atrium and ventricle. And then this one is right and ventricle and atria. The right side have deoxygenated blood and the left side have oxygenated blood. If you notice that the bloods are not mixing. How is not mixing? There is a wall, a vertical wall. There you go. It's a muscle. Okay? Make sure that these bloods don't mix. Shouldn't we name it? Since it prevents mixing, we're gonna call it septum, as if separating, okay? The septa is separating left and right. Tamam? Another thing, any organ in the body that moves too much and possibly is near a bone that might have a friction with it, they will have a covering that reduces friction. Just like in the joint too. We have it in heart, since heart is moving and might have friction with the bones. There is, of course, something covering it. On the outside, there is like a very, very delicate part here. Actually, the membrane is tough and it covers the entire heart. This membrane also creates a liquid. We call this pericardium. Cardium. You can remember it with the cardium. It means it's related to cardium, which means heart. So we're good until now. We have left, right, separated by septum, and then we have pericardium for reducing friction. This is the simplest form of heart, where we're gonna learn about the chambers and what is here. However, of course, heart is not working alone. So heart works with the vessels. Vessels need to connect to the heart, and there are like 4 chambers, each one of them connected to a type of a vessel. So let's start with that again. So the vessels, let's decide. Only 2 types are attaching to them. No capillaries here. We're talking about artery and veins. Tamam? Arteries and veins. Here was atria. Atria is different than artery. Remember, vessels are long, so artery with Y is long. I want you to know something. Artery connects to ventricle only, and atria connects to veins only. Okay? What is that supposed to mean? Let me show you. If I'm going to draw the vessels, let me clean up. If you label that, I need the space, so I'm going to erase it. I can't find the eraser. So that I have more space to work on it, but for you, you can like decide another way and just prepare the space better. Okay, good, we're good. So on this side, there is a vessel connected here. Tamam? There are 2 of them. All right. On the other side, from the back, there is 2 more coming, but we can't see it. Okay. And then, of course, here, there will be another. Okay. And this has another vessel as well. Notice I gave them some shapes that are unique for them. Like this one have like this arc shape. It's like going that way, but this one have like 2 branches at the end. Let's learn what's happening here. So the first thing I want you to know that this is atria, right? Atria. This is left atrium. This is right ventricle. Right ventricle. This is left ventricle. Just so you remember it. See, the right atria connects with vein. So this should be a vein. A vein. And I told you that ventricles are only connecting to artery. So this is supposed to be artery. Same goes for the other side. Just like I said it just now. Okay? Here, this is a ventricle, so this should be artery. And this is an atrium, so this should be vein. Okay? Good. We decided. Veins are connected to the atria and arteries are connected to the ventricles. Let's see why. So when blood goes out of the heart, it goes to the whole body. Body uses the oxygen and the nutrients and everything was received, and then it needs to send it back to the heart. Again, one more time. So how do we get it, okay, back to the heart? It's coming through the veins, because the function of the vein is bringing blood back towards the heart. Don't forget, towards the heart. Again, on this side, it's also bringing blood back towards the heart. Although the source where they bring the blood and the type of blood are different because of the source. We're going to learn that soon. But veins bringing it back. Who is the first one receiving it inside the heart? The upper, smaller chambers called atria. They're like the reception. They receive any packages come, which is the blood. Okay, good. Then atria, of course, sending it to where? The ventricle. They pump, sending it to the ventricle, and ventricles, okay, the ventricles are the shipment area where they ship it outside of the body. We have two places because we have two chambers. One of them sends it to a different source and this one sends it to another different place. But that's not our goal right now. So check this out. The ventricles receive the blood, then they pump and send it outside of the body. Again, this one too sends it outside of the body through artery, because arteries function. Artery is not the one that have oxygenated or deoxygenated blood. See, this one is deoxygenated, this one is oxygenated. Artery is when the vessel that takes blood from the heart and give it to another part of the body. So we say takes it away. Artery, away. Both starts with A. Don't forget about that. Good. So now we have two vessels that just bring, or one type of vessel that just brings blood back, and another that takes it away. The one that brings it back, give it to atria and connect it to atria. They're called vein. The one that takes it away from the heart is connected to the ventricle. When the ventricles pump, they are the one receiving it and taking it everywhere and distributing it. Good. However, we need to learn something else. Let me have some space here by bringing the color palette here. See, if I'm drawing the heart again in a very simple form, let me show you how the heart circulates, okay? Circulates blood. Let's have it. There you go. This is the ventricle, this is the artery, and it takes it to body. There's two things. When blood leaves the heart, it either goes to the body or to the lung, because lung is separated from all the other organs. Why? We're going to talk about it soon. So lungs, they need to receive that deoxygenated blood that the body uses, because all oxygens are going to be used in the body. And then the blood cannot go to the lung by itself. We need to have another push for it, so they have to go back to the heart first. They go to the heart by the right atria. Right atrium gives it to the right ventricle, and the right ventricle sends it to where? Both lungs. Okay, that's why it's separated to two sides. Each side is going to take it to a lung. So in the lung, it's getting purified. Lung is going to full, okay, like fill the blood with a lot of oxygen and takes the waste away. What is the waste? The CO2, because CO2 is toxic. We should not have it. So once that happens, of course, the lungs are going to send it back to the heart by a vein and back to the atria. And in the atria, again, it's going to be given to the left ventricle. Left ventricle sends it to the body, and it repeats. It's a double loop system. Don't forget about that. It's a closed circulatory system. We're going to talk about it later. And it's a double loop. Double loop means there's two circulation. One with the body, which is the whole body, your hand, your legs, anywhere you want. And the other one is in the lung, which is confined here. There you go. However, we're going to name the vessels according to where they're taking the blood, okay? The first thing I want you to know, we're going to talk about this vessel. There you go. It brings it back from the body, back to the right atrium. We call this a big vein. Big vein here is called vena. Let's change the color and bring it back to this side. Okay. Vena cava. The big vein, all right? The big vein that brings back from every part of the body and takes it to the heart through the right atrium. However, we have two. Shouldn't we separate them? Yes. The one on the top part, we call it superior. The lower one called inferior. Inferior vena cava, superior vena cava. That's it. Very easy. We brought it back from the body to the right atrium, and now right atrium gives it to the right ventricle. Right ventricle have deoxygenated blood. We can't use it again. We have to purify it in the lungs and make it full of oxygen before we take it back one more time. So if it goes to the lungs, shouldn't we name it after lung? But in biology, lung have another name. Instead of saying lung, we call it pulmonary. Anything related to lung, we call it pulmonary. So this is an artery, and it's going to the lung. What should we name it? Pulmonary artery. I bet I have to clear up this area. I hope you have more space than me. Let's see. There we go. Let's name it yellow. This is called pulmonary artery, and it's full of deoxygenated blood. Tamam? There you go. This is pulmonary artery. This is number 1. This is number 2. There you go. This is number 1. This is number 2. Now, the lungs clean up all the mess, which is the deoxygenated blood, and bring back oxygenated blood to the heart. And we learned that any vessel that brings it back to heart, we call vein. What do we call this vein? Pulmonary veins. Since there are 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4. The other 2 are behind the back of the heart, so it's not seen. Remember, this is number 3. There you go. Vessel number 3 is here, bringing it back from the lungs back to the heart. Now, heart is filled on the left side with oxygenated blood. It gives it to the left ventricle. Left ventricle sends it to the whole body through a very, very big vessel. Have a very special name because of that. We call it aorta. It's an artery, but has a special name. Aorta, it's fine. Basha? Good. So aorta is taking it, that's our number 4, vessel number 4, taking it to the body, and then the cycle begins again and again and again. This is simply the anatomy of the heart. This is what you need to learn. The chambers, the other structures, and then the vessels and how we name them. You have to memorize it before we reach the next part. Because the next part needs your knowledge about each one of these sections before we start. So this is the end of this lesson, and I will see you in the next one. Have a nice day.